7 truths about money that banks don't want you to know. Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we've got a really eye-opening topic to dive into: the banking system and some lesser-known truths about it. Henry Ford once said that it was probably a good thing that most Americans didn't know how the banking system worked. If they did, there would be a revolution by morning. Decades later, this statement still holds a lot of truth. Don't get me wrong, banks are crucial and provide essential services. We all need a safe place for our money, right? But a lot is going on behind the scenes in banks that most of us aren't aware of. So let's explore some of these hidden truths together. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Let's get started. Inflation is eating your savings. You've likely heard the common advice that banks are the safest havens for your hard-earned cash. However, there's a hidden truth about keeping your money in the bank that might surprise you. It's not about the risk of fees or the danger of theft. It's about something called inflation. Inflation refers to the gradual increase in prices over time. For instance, something that costs $50 today might cost more next year, and significantly more in 10 years. Now, you might think that your savings account is a safe bet, maintaining or even increasing your money's value. But here's the catch. Inflation typically grows at about 2% per year, while the interest rates your bank offers are often much lower. This mismatch means that the real value of your money is slowly but surely eroding. Picture this. Every dollar in your savings account is like an ice cube sitting out on a warm day. Just as the ice cube gradually melts away, the purchasing power of your dollar is steadily diminishing. So, even if the number in your bank account remains the same, the amount of goods and services you can buy with that money decreases over time. This erosion of value is silent but significant. Furthermore, this is particularly important to consider if you're planning for long-term financial goals, like retirement. For several years or decades, the cumulative effect of inflation can substantially impact the value of your savings. It's like running on a treadmill. You need to keep moving forward just to stay in the same place. That's why savvy savers and investors look for ways to outpace inflation, seeking investment opportunities that offer returns higher than the inflation rate, ensuring that their money doesn't just sit idly, losing value. So next time you deposit money into your savings account, remember to consider the invisible force of inflation eating away at your money's real worth. Card transactions, a cash cow for banks. Every time you swipe your credit or debit card, banks make money off processing fees. You don't see these fees because they're usually covered by the merchant. But guess what? Merchants often include these fees in their pricing. So, indirectly, you're the one paying. Credit cards are another major revenue stream for banks. They entice you with sign-up incentives but can hike up interest rates with just short notice, often overlooked in the fine print. Your bank balance isn't physical cash. Here's a shocker. The money you see in your bank account isn't just sitting there. Banks use your deposits to give out loans and mortgages. This is due to a policy called fractional reserve banking. In the event of a crisis, if everyone wants to withdraw their money simultaneously, the physical cash won't be there. However, don't panic. Your money is insured and the government is there to back the banks up. Bankers aren't really your friends. This might be hard to swallow, but your friendly banker isn't actually your buddy. They're trained to make the bank money, not to save you money. They might seem caring and attentive, but often their end goal is to meet their sales targets, which might involve getting you to sign up for loans or credit lines you don't need. Foreign transaction fees, the hidden costs. If you're someone who loves to travel or finds themselves frequently abroad, there's something about using your card that you should be aware of. Every time you swipe or tap your card in a foreign country, there's a good chance you're incurring foreign transaction fees. These are extra charges that banks apply for purchases made in a currency different from your home currency, and sadly, they're often not very upfront about it. These fees can quickly accumulate, turning your seemingly normal purchases into expensive ones. Many credit card programs advertise no foreign transaction fees as a perk, and this can be a huge relief for international travelers. These programs allow you to use your card in certain countries without incurring extra charges, saving you a significant amount of money. However, here's the catch. If you're not enrolled in one of these programs, your bank might be quietly adding a hefty fee to every transaction you make overseas. These fees can take many travelers by surprise because they often go unnoticed until you return home and review your bank statement. Then, the realization hits that every meal, every souvenir, and every ticket you bought with your card came with a hidden cost. To avoid this unpleasant surprise, it's important to check with your bank about their foreign transaction fee policies before traveling. Better yet, consider getting a credit card specifically designed for travelers, which offers no foreign transaction fees and other travel-related benefits. By being informed and choosing the right card, you can save yourself from these unexpected expenses and make your travel budget stretch further. So the next time you're planning an international trip, remember to consider the potential cost of foreign transaction fees and how you can avoid them to ensure your travel experiences are not only memorable, but also financially savvy. Always check your bank statements. It's essential to regularly check your bank statements. Sometimes, hidden charges can sneak into your account. If you spot a charge that isn't yours, report it immediately. By law, the bank has to return the money to your account within a specified time frame if you report it within 90 days. You're being watched. When it comes to handling your finances, it's important to know that your banking activities don't just stay between you and your bank. In fact, banks are constantly monitoring all the transactions that flow through your accounts. They're not just being nosy, they're actually required by law to keep an eye out for any financial activities that seem out of the ordinary. One of the key things they look for is any transaction that exceeds $10,000. This might sound like a lot of money, and you might wonder why the bank cares about these large transactions. Well, it's all part of efforts to combat illegal activities like money laundering. Money laundering is when illegally obtained. Money is made to look like it has come from a legitimate source. It's a serious crime, and banks play a crucial role in helping to prevent it. That's why, if you're moving large sums of money into or out of your account, whether it's a big deposit or a hefty withdrawal, the bank takes notice. They are obligated to report these transactions to the Internal Revenue Service, IRS. So, what does this mean for you? Well, if you're dealing with large amounts of money, you should be prepared for the possibility of the IRS taking an interest in your transactions. They might reach out to you with questions about the source of the funds or the purpose of a large withdrawal. This isn't necessarily something to worry about if you're conducting legitimate business, but it's good to be aware that these inquiries could happen. It's also worth noting that trying to skirt around this rule by making multiple smaller transactions can raise even more red flags. This practice, known as structuring, can look like you're intentionally trying to avoid the reporting threshold, which can lead to its own set of problems. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more insightful content like this. Your support means a lot to us. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.